we are again. Welcome to Divine Design Academy. I'm Christine Marguerite, Divine Design Academy with Lauren Antuofermo. That's her project. Christine Marguerite, that's me. Lovevolvenergy, that's my project and most of my life. All right, this is take two because Facebook does really interesting things. So you are joining me here tonight for the series I've been doing based around, there's Mr. Hoffman. Diane's joining us. We got late night people. Tonight we're going to be talking with Mr. Chris Hoffman, someone who's very near and dear to my heart, and we're just pumped to hang out because we haven't really chit-chatted. I think, well, at least I have an admiration for him and just what he's up to and what he's doing. So we're going to chat with him in terms of eventually what's going on with Body of Design. But to begin with, just who is Mr. Hoffman and what is he up to? So let's bring him up. In just a moment, it's gonna be bananas. Banana.
It works. What's up,
Right.
baby?
Oh my God, we have to
love
just
you.
like squee and giggle for like half an hour before anything, like before nothing, right?
Can I
It's
just tell
like,
you, I was remembering you dancing at Bliss Retreat today. I was channeling you today. I was like, let it go, baby.
you go, girl. Doing it. Oh my
So good to see you.
God. So good to see you. Oh my God. Oh my God. How are you?
Shoot, ups and downs. This has been a crazy time for everybody, eh?
Girl,
I know.
sang it, right? How was
Mhm.
your full moon eclipse in Sagittarius flower moon with Saturn retrograde, Pluto fucking Saturn in the ass? I don't know what else is happening.
Just another opportunity for us to learn and grow.
Said like a very skillful light worker.
As I'm crying and bawling in a corner by
Oh my
myself, like,
God.
save me.
Right? Like vomiting. Oh
Exactly.
my God.
I have to say hi to Diane. Hi, Diane. I love
Hi,
you.
Diane. It might just be the three of us tonight.
Perfect.
I don't know what's going to happen. Usually it's like crickets plus Sharon. Sharon and the Crickets. I love that band. Usually that's who's hanging out with me.
When the
But
second coming comes, it's going to be the Crickets and Sharon.
No
We love you,
joke,
Sharon.
right?
Love you.
Live every cockroach, and it's going to be Crickets and Sharon.
Amen.
Because,
Amen.
you know. So, should we just like, I'm just going to like,
Let's do it.
All right.
Let's do it. I'm
All
ready.
right. But I will actually speak in regular words and not like sound effect code for like, I know you speak
I was like, can we
emoji
take
and
it down a notch and start hitting some singing bowls? Like, bring it down.
Oh, can we? Dude, look at all those.
They're amazing. So beautiful.
Like, we have to do a code something and just
Ooh,
bang
yes.
bowls. All right.
That'd be amazing.
All
I would love
right.
that. I would love that.
So, welcome everybody.
Hi, I'm Chris Hoffman.
Hi, I'm Christine Marguerite. So, I'm an energy geek. I channel energy, consciousnesses, yada yada. You've been hearing about me every week if you've been seeing these. Chris, you have not been hearing from in this format every week. So, Mr. Hoffman, please tell us about you. Tell us about what you're doing these days and what's important, et cetera, et cetera.
Cool. I mean, on my like spiritual journey, if you will, really this last year has shown me like how much I've projected outside of myself, you know, and really even this current retrograde period has really shown me, even like with all of my relationships, family, work, how much I'm really like out picturing myself instead of in picturing. With the Body Light program, you know, it's something that always kind of anchors me, but it's something that I always like seem to come back to when I'm ready to go deeper. So I really am like focusing just internally now and trying to, you know, fix my out picturing by fixing the inside, which has been
Totally.
scary and something that, it takes time.
Yes. Yeah, it's not a quick fix, right?
No,
It's a
no.
long, slow. If you want it to integrate
Mm-hmm.
and be stable and
Mm-hmm.
sustainable, like you
Mm-hmm.
can't flash in the pan it.
It's true. We always take those 2 steps forward, 3 steps back or whatever.
Yeah. Well,
Um
18 steps back, but so the two is a relief, but then there's,
exactly.
yeah. Okay,
You
I don't
know
know.
it.
Pisces, right? What sign are you, Chris?
I'm Aries.
Oh, yes.
Aries with a Cancer moon and a
Hmm.
Pisces Mercury. So I am very emotional,
Okay.
and I've always have been, and
Yeah.
I've really been connecting back with my emotional state, and trying to honor that and let that come and go as it will, and not let myself get too overwhelmed with them, but
Totally.
respecting them. And that's something that I'm trying to balance still and
Were
learn it,
you were you a sensitive kid when you were tiny?
Yes, very sensitive, very sensitive.
Yeah. Yes. And it stuck with. Yes.
Yes. And it's really like the first Body Light program. It really showed me like how much I had turned off my feeling state.
Really? All
It
right, so
really did.
let's just dive into that stuff.
Let's do it.
Were you in the beta program?
Mm-hmm.
So,
Yeah, I was in the
okay.
beta program with Lauren Olivia.
Uh-huh. So
So
for
that's when I met her
so
and got to know her more.
so
Sorry.
before you said no, no, no. You're good. I
Like,
I want to go back. I'm
mhm.
super curious about everybody's first impressions of Lauren Antuofermo,
Oh my
and the
goodness.
first impression where you saw her and first time meeting her or whatever comes to your
Mhm.
mind.
Okay.
All right.
So the first time that I saw Lauren Antuofermo was in the Lightworkers Lab, now
Yeah.
called Light Shine
Light Shine
Academy.
Academy.
And now, the first time that I saw her, she blew me away
Yeah.
with her channeling
Yes.
and her connection. And it was the first time that I had really experienced somebody doing that in like my awareness. It alarmed me in a way that made me question church and the religions that I had grown up around.
Yeah.
Um, and because I trusted her and I trusted what she was saying. She was always very trustworthy. I've never heard anything that's come out of her mouth that I couldn't trust. Maybe I
Yes.
didn't understand it. Maybe it got jumbled in her mind a little bit, and the way it was being presented was confusing in the first class. And she'll
Yeah.
admit that,
Yeah,
but it was
totally. Yes.
still a beautiful experience. That's why I pick
Yes.
her every time, people. But oh, sorry, tangent.
Yes. Go.
Oh, okay. So it really made me like trust her. And then I saw her in person at the first Bliss retreat,
Yes.
and being in her like energy field while she was doing it,
Yes.
it like it jostled me awake. You know, it
Really
it
now?
connected me. Like I think a lot of people in the lab will be like, yeah, went to the lab because I saw Crystal's videos on YouTube, and
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
yeah, that's how I saw, and I really did join the lab because of Crystal and those beautiful videos. But it was Fermo that made me realize that I could do that, and I could get to that point where I could have those same experiences.
Yes.
Hmm.
So did you, so before that first bliss,
Hmm.
you did the beta BOL before that bliss, or you had
No, it
just seen?
was Bliss and then Body of Light. So we
Okay.
had Bliss retreat, and then like as soon as we got home, she had popped up this video, this huge paragraph. Click, bye.
Yeah.
Put it on my credit card. I was broke as hell. Like I had no business doing this at the time. After I just got back to the Bliss retreat, but
Yes.
it was just like you're not
You
gonna not do
just,
that.
you're not going to not do that.
Hmm. Hmm.
And so you met her at Bliss and you were like electrified.
Mommy.
And just like there was a resonance for you.
Totally.
And so, you had to just keep getting more of that and did the beta. So
And it's so funny. Sorry, going back to that now,
yeah,
and it's
yeah.
like now it's like current 4 years, 3 or 4 years later, it's like I can understand why that connection was there, and like through readings and getting past life information with her, and just really understanding now how Source provides for us, how integral
Yeah.
she's been for my life, and how integral she'll be for the rest of my life, I'm sure.
Tell me a little bit more about that. What's this depth of connection that you feel fine, as much as you're comfortable sharing?
Yeah. She's always been some sort of teacher role for me, and I looked up to her. And then when she befriended me at Bliss, and she was just like, what, we're gonna be friends for a long time. I was like, are we? I don't know you. I mean, yeah, I saw you on TV.
Yeah, right.
Oh, really? And it really like it was, but like even when she said it, I was just like, yeah, duh.
Yeah.
And yeah, like I realized sometimes like instead of taking many courses with her, like I've gone through the Akashic Records courses with her,
Yeah.
and we've done readings together where we've connected with past lives that we've experienced together,
Yeah.
and how that teaches and informs not just ourselves but other people too, which is a beautiful thing.
Teaches and informs. So the history,
Mm-hmm.
the multiverse
Awarenesses,
history that
yes.
you two have, how that emanates from the when you two are connected out
Mm-hmm.
towards others.
Totally, totally. And how
That
we can
is
help each other
powerful
validate
stuff.
ourselves to be able
Yes.
to validate other people and their experiences.
Yes, yes,
Well,
yes.
it's been really nice. It's been really good.
Yeah, really sweet.
To say the least.
Yes. So that first BOL,
Mm-hmm.
what do you
Oh.
remember about that? I mean,
Mm.
you had said, it was just more layers dropping off and
Mm-hmm.
unpacking. But go ahead. What
Mm-hmm.
are some of the resonances that you retained?
I think the biggest thing is watching Fermo develop in not only her channeling ability, but how she parlays and relays information to her students,
Yeah.
and her ability to now kind of remove herself and her responsibility for her students. I think that really has shown how powerful she is, not only as a channel,
Yeah.
but as a support system to others, and having, strong boundaries around that as well.
Yeah.
I think it's been amazing to go through the different body of lights because the energy is always the same. The energy's always been there. Um, but being able to actually dissect it for myself now has been a really beautiful experience. The first body of light, I think it was filled with releasing shame,
Okay.
and self-identity, connecting to my self-identity. And I
Yeah.
think a lot of people who were in that group kind of had those same types of themes as well.
Yeah.
Um, and it was difficult at times to be able to manage all that energy. But I've seen how those same types of situations have shown up in later classes, but it's just handled more strongly, more beautifully. Um,
Okay.
so I think that resonates with me a lot. What else about the first body of light? Mm. I think that's the only thing that's come into my mind so far.
All right.
Yeah,
So,
it's kind of trippy.
the whole thinking back that far is kind
Yeah.
of like, it's so interesting, right? Because we were different people 4 years
Mm-hmm.
ago,
Mm-hmm.
right? and
Totally.
who you were coming to the work then.
Totally. It's crazy, we talk about like our baseline energies and kind of increasing, decreasing our vibrations and things of that nature. But I can totally see how my baseline energy has and awarenesses and intuition has increased. And yeah, there's still that waver daily, and there's still that
Yeah,
removal of myself from my source connection.
yeah,
But Body Light really teaches me how to have the knowledge that it's me removing myself from that source connection. Source connection will always be there no matter what, but
yeah,
it's really affirmed to me how I have to take responsibility for connecting to that as well.
yes. And do you feel like the body of light work is kind of an anchor, provides
Mm.
tools for anchoring? Is
Oh,
that something?
100.
Oh,
Because
yeah.
you have to anchor yourself in your reality. And Body of Light really affirms your reality for yourself by affirming your identity to yourself. It affirms who Source
Yes.
believes you to be. And it really allows you the opportunity to release the shame of others and connect to your own self-identity. And yeah, that's not a piece of cake that you're just gonna take a class and get over with. It gives you the
No.
tools and the awarenesses
Yeah.
and the anchor to be responsible for who you are down here, while
Yes.
giving you the opportunity, the awarenesses to connect to who you are in a full, broader sense.
Yeah. That's
Mm-hmm.
so interesting. Like how, like I'm feeling your energy now and that
Mm-hmm.
kind of like open, um, anchoredness. And from,
Mm-hmm.
it's funny because for me, the body of light work is very
Mm-hmm.
anchoring
Mm,
and very grounding because I can
totally.
be way fucking out there and it's
Mm-hmm.
just where some people
I
like it
know.
it goes like right, it expands them and it does, they're already anchored and it does this other thing, but for me it's like and it's just like does that that mellow me out and really, the project of becoming more human.
Yeah. More yourself, more human, totally. You reminded me in the last Body of Light when I was teaching and
Yes.
gave those readings and your awareness, it was just like, like, whoa, I had never experienced that. It was crazy. That was
Yeah, I'm a
cool.
freaky chick.
So yeah, definitely
So
understand how that anchoring is definitely needed, not only in your energy, but how it affirms that anchoring within everybody for ourselves. I
I
think
think so, yeah,
I've
or that
never
potential is there anyway.
totally the potential there for sure because it's all internal for that at that point. But I've never called it an anchor, and I really do. I see that very strongly through the affirmations, through the connection, through the body, and your current reality state, but also
Yeah,
affirming who you are as a whole is very reality based and very anchoring. Hmm.
yeah.
I love that.
Oh, great. What
Hmm.
would you can have that. It is my
Thank
gift to
you.
you.
It's, I appreciate it.
What other, is there another word or sense that you would call something like that?
Oh, I don't know. I I think now that I have anchoring, it's like everything else is just like null and void.
Okay.
But very connection, like I guess connection and understanding your multi-mediumship and how you are the middle connection point to
Yeah.
Earth and Source. Um, Very affirming, very beautiful. That's something that really was taught to me or kind of affirmed through me through body love.
Yes.
Yeah. So I think having those body light and body love together now will be a very awesome experience because it will affirm both that.
I
Hmm.
think so too.
Yeah.
It was interesting to have them separate, right?
Yeah, it
And to
was.
really like have those focus times.
Mm-hmm.
Anyway, we're
Totally.
getting on tangents and I do want to catch up to that.
Yeah.
So let everybody that, because I think there's some people that will see this that
Mm-hmm.
weren't in the last the the 2020 iterations of things, and you did some teachings and some
Yeah.
channelings and some offerings there. Tell us, everybody, what you were addressing when you were teaching and what that was about. But I'm
Okay.
also curious how you got from the beta program to last year offering within the
Okay.
context of the program.
Mhm.
Whichever one you want to talk about first.
Yeah, first, I think like the body of light really affirms to me, it is, a tool set. It's a toolbox. You have to pick up the tools. It's not something that, yes, there are downloads and receiving of energy that will be with you for the rest of your life, and you will never be able to get rid of because that awareness is now firmly inputted in you. And you can try to, in your mind, disregard it or say it's not there, but it will always be with you. And then there's other parts that are tools and things that you have to pick up. And if you put down, we'll need to pick back up again. And just because you get to the next level in your life, for lack of better words, doesn't mean that you're not going to need a completely new, not a completely new tool set, but a new awareness to the old tools.
Yes.
Because they'll come with you and they'll be there ready to change and grow with you in that new space that you're in your life, but you're still going to have fears, you're still going to have worries in that new place. So it really affirmed to me how it's a tool set, and going through the different, it's been, I think, like 3 or 4 classes now, 5 classes. It really has, I can see where I've changed my personal life and my personal growth in my job and my relationship with my kids, and how I'm, teaching them new things and trying to be a better person on the daily, every day, at every iteration, but giving myself some freaking grace and some, forgiveness when that's needed, because shame is not something that Source will ever do to you. And that's something that I got to teach in the last Body of Light, is how shame is just not needed for anybody on this planet. And more forgiveness for yourself is going to create more awareness of how much love you have available to you at any moment. So it really was it was a hard pill to swallow when Firmo was like, Chris, I want you to teach my course. And I was like, what are you talking about? I can't fucking teach nothing. And so I still have those mindsets about myself and my abilities that I have to continually work on. And Body of Light really shows me how, it will help you get to that next level, and it can take you even further. It's just, what actions are you taking for yourself?
Yes.
Yep. So,
So,
and then, oh, go ahead.
no, go.
I was just gonna say, and then the other part that I was able to teach was kind of affirming self-identity, and, being able to allow Source to channel messages that appreciate who you are. Um, and it's really cool. It was a really cool teaching experience for me, because I could, um, teaching for a group is a lot different than giving someone a personal reading. And it takes a while to be able to fully manage that yourself. Um,
Yeah.
I was just going to say, I mean, I can definitely see the development in Inferno and how she's been able to do that. But being able to teach for myself last year really helped me to see how different energies of the different people will be coming in, and how I have to manage that for myself, and how I'll have to learn going forth if we're going to continue to do that on a bigger scale. So it was
What?
cool, you know?
So, questions.
Hmm.
Can we dive a little bit deeper
Yeah, let's
into
get it.
things like that? Um, I want to honor your time, so
Yeah.
I just want to let everybody know that we're trying to just go an hour. If we go over, I don't know if you're okay with
My
that.
girls
I
will
don't
probably
know.
come yell at me because we have to go to
Okay.
dinner,
All
but
right.
we'll
All
try.
right. Okay. I will keep it at an
All right,
hour,
cool.
and I just want to make sure that's,
I was
yep,
like,
yep, we're good.
good? Okay, cool.
So I want to ask you about shame and the
Mm-hmm.
antidote to shame.
Mm, mm. Again, that's like an onion. We're gonna be digging through some onions with shame because that's something that is, you know, exists from a long time and comes from many different sources throughout our life. We can speak to shame from parents, grandparents, school, TV, religious, aspects, who your friends were, and how, there's so many different avenues of shame. So the body of light really affirmed to me how connecting to source love and source in your body, you know, body of light, source in the body.
Yes.
Sorry. But how that really helps to release shame from external sources. That's a little bit easier to deal with because once we're able to remove external influences from ourselves by taking responsibility for how we view ourselves, by how we identify ourselves, and by how we treat ourselves, it's a lot easier to just release. And, I don't really ever think releasing is very easy, but it is a process. So a releasing process, of course. But it's easier for that to be released just by self-responsibility and self-identity. And then we go internal with internal shame and how we're speaking to ourselves and how we're viewing ourselves and thinking about ourselves and what standards we're holding ourselves to. So that can get a little bit more tricky. I think that requires sometimes assistance from others by
Mm-hmm.
affirming who you are by other people's viewpoints that are positive. Not everybody's going to have a very positive experience with you, but
Yes.
we have to go for those external sources that really affirm what we're telling, that we are wanting to tell ourselves.
Yes.
Because once we have that external support system that is validating who we are to ourselves, it's a little bit easier to shift the narrative in our minds about who we are. Again, that's a little bit different of a releasing process than the first part, but it, it's all connected to source love as
Yes.
well. Because when we're focused externally, that's where we're going to get more shame. When we're focused internally and then from source connection, you don't really get much shame from that,
Right.
which is scary, which is very
If you're not
scary if you're
right.
not used to that. It's a learning process. We have to integrate that. And through meditation, through quieting the mind, and then accepting the love that is available for you, and allowing that to come through, and honoring it and respecting it as it comes through. It's a process,
Yeah,
but
baby.
it's
It
worth
is.
it. It's
Yeah.
worth it because then you really can affirm to yourself as you're going through the little muddy spots, the harder spots in your next levels of development.
Yes.
Mm. I never really thought that I would be someone that would talk about shame or somebody that would be able to help other people with their shame because I had so much shame, both externally and internally,
Internally.
about my sexuality, about who I wasn't, and in terms of monetary things or the human things that we
Yeah.
can get stuck in when we don't really have a firm mission outside of just reality.
Yes.
We have to have a mission outside of our current reality to be able to propel us forward. And Body of Light really helps me to connect
Yeah.
to my future mission, to get out of those spots where I'm like, I am not going to make it.
Yeah.
Connect back into your source connection, Christopher, and we're going to get through it.
Yeah. And find somebody who sees you for who you am.
Totally. Amen. Amen.
Yeah, those two together. Yes. In spades, everybody. Everything we just talked about, rewind, replay walkthroughs back 10 minutes and listen to it again.
I was like, on Monday morning
because
when I'm having my little tantrum at work, I'm gonna have to rewind that.
rerun and listen. It's part of how we address. It's part of body of light. It's part of body of design.
100,
It's part of body of love. Body of
100.
co-creativity. Body of joy.
Ooh,
It's the
ooh, shit.
We
Yes,
just had to
ma'am.
shake that a bit, and it's like, because there is like the deep stuff. If you want to go there, it's available to go there,
Mm-hmm.
and there's no forcing. You don't have to with the
Mm-hmm.
body of love stuff. Don't have to do
100.
anything. If you're
You get to take it at
willing.
your own pace.
Yeah. Yes. But if you're like Diane, Chris, and me, who are all here, who have all done it, like it's either, go big or go home. So
100%.
you might as well just go big or go deep. It's either
100%.
go deep or go home. That's my
Go deep and then
t-shirt
go
for
back up.
body. Yeah. For my body of design thing.
I love that.
Yeah.
And it is. I love how the body of light. When I used to talk about it in the past, I would call it. There's an Andy Warhol quote that says there should be a course in first grade about what love is. And to me, that's always what body of light has
Oh
been.
my
It's about
God.
teaching you how to love yourself, teaching
Yes.
you how to release shame, teaching you how to love others, and teaching you how to be based in your reality. And that has nothing to do with spiritualism. I would never have
Yes.
called myself a channel, a medium, an oracle for people's awarenesses outside of just who I know and see them when they're sitting in front of me. And that's something that's developed and grown through these programs. But the first Body of Light was just about learning how to love Chris and
Yes.
learning how to connect to him again
Yeah.
and honoring who he was because
Yeah.
he wasn't doing that for himself.
Right. And just that that's a strong learning curve, and like an
Mm-hmm.
endless learning for
Oh
the rest of our
yeah.
lives.
Yep.
It's not like, oh, I love myself. Okay, done. Like it's not like that. Or
It
it's not
can't
like that for
be.
me. It can't, it's just,
No.
you know, it
I,
doesn't. Yes.
it sometimes I like wonder why it's so hard, but then I'm like, well, you wouldn't like it if it was easy.
Hmm.
And it's like, well, not right now.
So let's talk about what is easy. Let's talk about the play aspect, and let's talk about you channeling
Mm.
and
Yeah. Okay.
go. Yeah.
Um,
Stuff is coming to mind already for you. Yeah.
yeah, I'm like, we only have
Mm.
an hour.
I know. Well, we'll squeeze it all in. We'll squeeze it all in.
Yeah. I love the ability to connect to something outside of myself that honors my identity. And when I'm able to do that for somebody else and respect and honor them for who they are, and, of course, child them and spank them on the butt and, have that human level too. But being able to connect to somebody on a soul level is just a crazy experience. And that's
Yeah.
something that really I learned through the Body of Light programs is connecting to somebody on a deeper level, without so much of awareness of who they may be, who they may act like, things of that type of nature. And that really helps me to have more fun in my personal
Yeah.
life and play because it helps me to, you know, kind of release those other parts that just don't fit my perfection of who they should be.
Yes.
It's honoring who they are. And I find that the best part. The channeling, I think, is just something I never thought I would have ever done. And watching Fermo and seeing her be able to do that, yeah, it gave me hope that maybe I'd be like her or like Abraham Hicks. But the Body of Light showed me that we all have that ability and that connection to our own inner source connection. And then when we listen to that, however it may speak to us through, different imagery or feelings or, auditory, like Fermo when she's channeling, we all had that channel awareness available.
Yeah.
And I think that was mind-blowing to me.
So is that where the inspiration came from? Is that where it, from doing the body of love or working with Lauren, Antuofermo, we call her Fermo,
Yeah.
working with her, is that where the courage to really offer channeling came from?
It really did, because like when we were talking about earlier, when we're trying to look outside of ourselves to affirm who
Yes.
we want to be, she helped to affirm who I wanted to be inside. And so it really acknowledged something inside of me because she
Yeah.
was doing it.
Yes. Wait, you just muted. Yeah. On your oh, we lost him. We'll bring him back, guys. We're gonna bring him back. Here we go. Here we go. There you are.
Oh, okay.
I was looking at some of the comments here, like as if I can see you.
I got nervous.
What were we saying?
I don't remember. Oh, the channeling.
Yes.
Watching her assisted me with being able to affirm that I wanted to do that and that
Yes.
I could do that. And being around that energy, like when we went to the Body of Light retreat that she put
Yes.
on, I can't wait till she does that again, because
Oh
once
my
you guys
God,
are
yeah.
in her presence,
Yeah.
it's just a completely different experience. I'm sorry. I mean, it's amazing in the Body of
Yes.
Light, in the Zooms. It will knock you off your ass.
Knock you, right?
But in
when all of
person,
that energy, yes.
woo, you know that's a channel.
It's
When you see a
bananas.
channel.
And for everybody, if you've never seen Mr. Hoffman channel, holy thunderbolts, Batman. Like it's you come through like that. It must
That
be all that
allowance.
Aries. Yeah.
Yeah. And very
Receptivity.
emotional. You have to be able to be respectful of other people's emotions and connect to them on an emotional level.
Yes.
Because channels is energies, they're sharing energy with you, and emotions are energy. And so if you're not open with your heart, or if you're not open with your emotions, it's gonna prevent you from channeling a little bit.
Yes.
In my opinion. I'll add.
Yes. Yeah. And your HMOPQR. What I don't know all the cool kids.
Exactly.
Word.
Oh, my kids come up
word
with
thing.
some now, and I'm like, what?
Really? You have
Like,
to share them with us.
I'm like, what is that? What are you talking
What
about?
is that?
I don't know. Someone knows, tell me. I see these kids.
That?
Yeah.
What is that?
I don't. I'm like, are you guys hitting heroin? Like, what?
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 What? Injected with the good stuff? I don't know. All right.
I was like,
I
okay.
love that stuff. I just hear that, like, the young ones make fun of us who still wear skinny jeans.
Exactly.
So, okay, great. I get to go back to my hippie mofo, bell bottom, whatever.
Exactly. It's coming back around.
All right, so let's, I want to be sensitive to your time.
Oh, yeah, what time? I know. I'm like,
sorry, we have like 15 minutes. Okay, so coming up, the beginning of July, it's starting beginning of July. We'll have all the deets for everybody pretty soon. And there'll be a landing page, and there'll be all kinds of information. So coming up, Lauren has decided that she really wants more than just Chris to step up.
I'm like, I feel kind of upset that I had to be the
Oh.
only one last time, and then all y'all got people to go with.
Yeah. It's hard being like the first child, right?
Exactly.
Because then
It
the
really
other
is.
kids, it really is. Wait, were you a firstborn? Oh, me too. Siblings, right?
I'm
Suddenly you are no longer special.
Yep.
Anyway, so I understand, and as a younger one, I'll take care of you and give you attention.
Oh,
This
awesome.
I love our like bizarro codependent light worker shit that we go through. It's okay,
Hey,
you
man.
guys. It's okay. Hey,
Hey,
man.
man.
Hey, man. That's all I'm gonna say about that.
Hey, codependency, please.
So this
And how do
summer,
you Google that? You can't Google
I
that.
don't know. How do you Google a gesture? Like, why won't they tell you?
I'm like,
They have
I'm like, tell me. I don't know.
tell them that a friend of yours asked about that, and maybe they'll tell you so
We need
that
like a
you can tell
byline
me.
dictionary version.
Yeah, because like I need to know, because I'm just gonna start doing it in the really wrong context, and some
Please
little
do.
young beaver millennial, what are they called now? I don't even know what
I
that
don't
is.
know. Babies.
Babies. The
I'm like, if
babies
you're
are.
under 18, you're a baby.
Hello.
Mm,
Thank you very much.
it's
Under
crazy.
30, baby. Sorry if there's
True.
any babies here. Like it's.
Well, I have a
But what I
gray-haired
wanted,
baby then.
dude.
I'll take
Look,
that. Definitely a gray-haired baby.
2020 gave me these,
It's
right?
crazy. It's so
Right?
true.
Oh
I
my
was
God.
like, whoa, hello.
Okay, Silver Squirrel.
Oh,
So
yeah,
this
sorry.
summer,
Can't wait.
tell me what you're excited about. Tell me what
I'm
you're
excited to watch
curious
you
about.
guys and see
Really?
you guys teach it. Like that's always been my like
You're doing teaching too, though, are you not?
yeah, I'll probably I don't know.
Yeah,
I
what? Okay, I mean, only if you want to, no
no,
pressure.
I'll be there. I'll be there. Because I would
Okay.
definitely I'm excited to learn how to like show body of light in my personal readings and taking individuals through the body of light.
Yes.
That's something that I'm really excited. But yeah, I definitely want to see all you guys teaching. That's going to be exciting because I like
Yeah,
watching
it's
other
gonna be
people
weird.
develop and
Yeah.
helping them and seeing people that, helped develop a little bit, seeing them helping
Chris,
develop other people. It's just been
you
such
like,
amazing. I love it.
we have all been like the baby psychics, and you've been like our papa
Ooh.
psychic,
Oh my
right?
God. See, and I
Like,
always felt like I was a baby psychic to Lauren and Crystal and Trisha. So I was like,
well,
it's
and
so
there's a lot
crazy.
of us like me, right? Like
Yeah.
all y'all. Chris was there when we were like just entering, right? And you were
Hmm.
like moderating and
Yeah.
helping us through with just like openness and chill and cool as shit and just like, it was all okay,
Yeah.
right? Like you
Like we're
just,
gonna
your
have fun.
ability to hold space is phenomenal
You know,
from a
I
firsthand. You're just great at that. So
thank
yeah,
you. Because
good.
I feel like I was never honored for my self-identity growing up, and so I
Oh,
love being that honoring of their identity,
oh,
and watching
yeah,
people honestly be their crazy, weird selves. We're all fucking weird,
yeah.
Be your fucking weird self. Everybody will
Big
be weird,
flag.
and then you can find your weird friends. I
Yeah,
think it'd just be a little bit easier. So I try to do that,
you
and
do it really well. Just
thank you.
saying.
Love you.
Love you too.
It's just, I don't know, Body of Light really affirmed and helped me get out of my shell,
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
I never would have gotten live in Facebook and, I loved acting as a kid, but I was always in the background. I never wanted to speak because I had like
Wow.
missing teeth, and so I always mumbled or I didn't speak clearly, and
Yeah,
so
yeah,
there's always all these internal issues that I had, and I had to get rid of and get out of the way to just be myself and get in the position to be able to help others like you and, a lot of other
yeah,
people.
yeah.
So, yes, thank you for Mo the Body of Light and Angels and all y'all. I love you.
Oh,
It's been crazy. It's
yeah,
been a fun ride, There's
yeah,
definitely ups and downs, We're still going to be on this roller coaster of life. That's not going to go away, but it really helps to shift who you are. because it helps you to shift towards a loving, compassionate, patient point of view. And when you're
Yes.
coming from that perspective, yeah, when you go through those, jarring moments through your day, it's just a little bit easier to bounce back from.
Totally.
Mm-hmm.
And when you have, like for me, when I don't have those moments, I eventually come back to it.
Yeah, you're always going to come back, no
Come
matter
back
how
to
long
it.
it takes. It's just that good, it really
Yeah.
is that course that I think everybody should take, because it's affirming who you are. It's connecting you to your guidance system, and then it's showing you where in your life you can provide a more loving perspective. And as a human, we all know that's not easy,
Yeah.
but it shows you and proves to you in your personal experience how the tools will work for you if you allow it.
Yes.
You have to
Yes.
show up for yourself. Firmo's going to show up for you, and she's going to provide a loving space that is going to connect you to amazing experiences, but you have to take the steps, and you really have to do the work inside of yourself to
Yes.
um, make it integrate.
Yes. Practice, practice, practice,
Hmm.
practice,
Yeah,
practice.
totally.
And
And
then some more practice. Yeah.
exactly. And then you'll get to meet your angels and your guidance team.
Yes. And it's such like, it's the huge irony. Like we're talking so much about like this human stuff today,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
And there's so much of that that is foundational for a healthy spiritual life, right?
Yeah.
Like you're as if your human experience is not spiritual. Like,
Hmm.
wah, like that's just not true.
It's
It's
like I
every
can't see
aspect.
that.
Nah, even like compassion for the aspects that we are ashamed of is a spiritual experience. And
Mm,
you, anyway, huge, huge,
thank you.
humongous.
It really is such a beautiful, beautiful way to go about learning your spiritualism if you are
Yeah,
new, because it first affirms you in your own reality and anchors
yeah,
you in your current time space, but then it can help you open up if you're
if
willing
you're
and
into it.
wanting.
Yeah. So we don't really have time, but I am curious
Yeah.
about, should we do? We have time, bit time.
Okay.
Meditation. You're doing a
Hmm.
lot of meditations and you're offering a lot of meditations
Yeah.
these days.
Yeah.
Where, and I want to connect, well, I mean, it's connected to you. You're doing it. And I know
Hmm.
we're talking about body of love and body of design and all
Yeah.
that. Um, Tell us about that inspiration and what those are and what,
Mm.
um, sell them if you want people to know about them a
It's
little bit. I
it's
love that you're
actually
doing it.
me like doing something spiritual in a very public forum, which is still very difficult for me. Yes, I've been very open and vulnerable in big groups and private groups. But still, like, there's still levels in me that I have to expose to the world when you go live on Facebook. And those meditations are an easy way for me to connect religiously and connect spiritually and, dip my toe in it without doing readings and lives like up front and verbally. What?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, we're coming. Okay.
Oh,
I'm almost done, babe. Okay, we'll come now. We're
ask her
late.
about that. Ask
I was
about that.
like, chill, Tatum.
Come on. Well, I need to
Oh,
know.
jeez. So yeah, it's Love the World, Be a Warrior. If you guys are interested, it's definitely something that's going to be growing. So meditation is something where I'm starting out, but I do see it growing and becoming a little bit wider, shall we
Do you
say?
have a really? How
Hmm.
so? Are you ready to share?
YouTube, a little bit.
Yes.
Yes, I have a project that I've really been working on internally, and that's my next step is getting it out and externally. So
So,
I'm
is it
hoping.
how often, what's your meditation offering schedule? Do you have one?
It's during lunch. It's lunchtime meditations. I like to go during lunchtime. It's quick. You know, jump in, jump out, and then get on with your day. Sometimes I like to pop up in the evening. You just got to be there. Love the world, be a
Yeah.
warrior.
Love the world, be a warrior.
Yep.
I love it. I love that we have these such simple names for our businesses, Chris, right?
Yeah.
Lovevolvenergy, love the world. It's the Chris's like have like paragraphs
I'm like, how
for
do I fit that on a
good.
t-shirt, man?
Right? But here's the thing, once you know it, you don't forget it.
Exactly. Amen.
Right?
Amen.
Amen. Amen, brother. All
Thank you
right.
so
Well,
much for this.
oh, you are welcome.
That
Thank
was
you for
amazing.
like it just I don't know that we've ever just had this kind of conversation where we
I
just like
know.
it's always like wow, and like goof it up and like this and that, but
Yeah.
just to like I love you.
I love you,
Like
baby.
I feel you. And so
I can't wait to see you again.
oh, I can't wait to see you.
I love you.
Love
Thank you guys
you.
so much. I appreciate you all being here.
Thank you guys. And we'll have all the details for you super soon. And they'll be posted up above. And because of the way Facebook works these days, apparently I can't do like the languaging post before I do. That's why
It's
I do.
crazy.
What is,
I don't
I don't even
know.
know. So all
It's
of
horseshit.
Chris's stuff, if you need to get in touch with him ASAP, his details will be upstairs by tomorrow morning.
Awesome.
Or something like that.
Golden. Reach out to me if you have any questions.
Yeah.
I don't bite hard.
Depends what you're into.
Exactly. You know it.
So, by request. All right.
I love you, baby.
I love you. Have a
Thank
great
you so much.
night.
You too. Bye, everybody.
Bye, everybody. Thanks
Thank
for
you.
joining us.